Okay, let's talk about communications, affecting other people with words. Here's number one. Words almost have the power of God. I did a lecture at the Crystal Cathedral 2-3 years ago, a men's conference. I did my first talk at the Crystal Cathedral about 29 years ago. They had a possibility thinkers breakfast. Danny Cox used to be the host, and I used to speak for them every once in a while. Now they have a possibility thinkers luncheon, I think every month, and I've done a few of those. And of course, Dr. Schuler and I have traveled a lot of places together. Last time we were together, we went to Singapore, and we went to Kuala Lumpur, along with Les Brown. This was quite a combination. Les Brown, Jim Rohn, and Dr. Schuler. Talk about a variety. I mean, it was the whole scene. It was just amazing. So, communication, good words that can affect your life, so valuable. So let's talk about it. Words are almost godlike. That was the topic of the little talk I gave. In the beginning, God spoke and said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So the note to make is, seems like God's words create light. Someone says, well, God's words, but what about humans? And the note is, humans can get very close. What if somebody can't see how they can possibly be successful, and you come along and tell them your story, choosing the best words you can, and when you finish, they might very well say, "Now I can see." So here's the key phrase. The light of sight and the light of insight is so valuable for a human being. And if you can create the light of insight, someone might say after they meet you, "Before I met you, I was blind. Now I can see. Before I met you, there didn't seem to be a way. Now there's a way." Wow, that's powerful. Before I met you, I was in the dark. And while you were talking, some things dawned on me. Is that possible, to speak to another person and have the sun come up? The sun of their consciousness, their awareness? The lights go on, we say. Amazing. That's why I love to lecture, because the same lights that went on for me at age 25 especially, when I was first introduced to profits are better than wages, success is something you attract by the person you become. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. Those words illuminated my life. And some of them gave me a track to run on. Some of them gave me code to live by. Some of them gave me a philosophy that helped to refine the one I had before. And it opened up a whole new world for me. And finally brought me here to Dallas, Texas. So it's extraordinary what words can do. And I'm as excited now about sharing the words as I was, 39 years ago when I first started sharing the words for the public. Now, before that, in sales training and management training and recruiting training, I started sharing ideas long before that. But 39 years for the public, like today. And it's extraordinary what words can do. So words have almost the power of God because they can create sight and light. So words create light. We talked earlier about words being food, nourishing the mind, but words being able to trigger sight for someone, to see things they never saw before. Here's what's possible by words: to help people see themselves better than they are. By words, you can transport people back to learn from their experiences, and by words, you can transport people forward to see themselves rich, to see themselves successful. They can see themselves in charge. They can see themselves opening up incredible productivity. To really help our children, we must help them to see themselves as they are. That's important, to help someone see themselves as they are. But then you don't want to leave them there. Now you want them to help them to see themselves better than they are. So, let's talk about words that make a difference. Here's what the prophet said: words are like a lamp for your feet so you can see where to walk. A lamp for your feet. Then he said, words are like a light for your pathway, so you can see where to go. You can not only see close around where to step, but you can see where to go, called purpose, goals, objectives. And words have the ability to do that, transform us into creatures of sight.